Hello dear ones, welcome back to my channel. It's time for us to move to the next topic, that is the biography of the famous English writer Dr. Samuel Johnson. Dr. Samuel Johnson, 1709-1784. Born in 1709 in Lichfield, Staffordshire, England. Parents Michael Johnson, a bookseller and a stationer, and a Sarah Ford. His family was not wealthy, though his father's bookshop introduced him early into the world of literature. Samuel Johnson suffered from scrofula, that is called the king's evil, for which he was touched by Queen Anne as a child, a traditional ritual believed to cure the disease. Samuel Johnson's face was left scarred, and he had a partial blindness in one eye and a deafness in one ear. Despite these challenges, he showed early brilliance and a strong memory. Samuel Johnson attended Lichfield Grammar School, where he learned Latin and began reading extensively in the classics. Samuel Johnson briefly attended Stourbridge School under Reverend John Wentworth, then entered Pembroke College, Oxford in 1728, where he impressed his tutors with his knowledge of Latin literature and his independent mind. He could not afford to complete his degree due to financial hardship, and he left Oxford after about 13 months. Though never formally graduated, he received the honorary M.A. from Oxford in 1755 after the publication of his dictionary, and later an LL.D., that is Doctor of Laws, from Trinity College, Dublin, 1765. Samuel Johnson worked as an assistant teacher and later tried to open his own school, Edial Hall, near Lichfield, in 1736. It failed due to lack of pupils. Among his few students was David Garrick, who would later become a famous actor and a lifelong friend. In 1737, Samuel Johnson and David Garrick moved to London seeking fame and fortune. Faced poverty and near starvation, often writing essays, poems, and translations for meager pay. He lived in garrets and worked anonymously for publishers and magazines such as The Gentleman's Magazine, edited by Edward Cave. London, 1738, his first major poem is a satire modeled on Juvenile, attacking political corruption and social decay in the city. The next one, The Vanity of Human Wishes, 1749, is another Juvenalian satire, deeply philosophical, reflecting on ambition, morality, and human folly. Irene, 1749, a tragedy written by Samuel Johnson, was produced by David Garrick, commercially disappointing, but established his ambition as a dramatist. He gained prominence with his periodical essays, The Rambler from 1750 to 52, moral essays with a serious tone. The Adventurer, 1753 to 54, contributed essays under a pseudonym. The Idler, 1758-1760, lighter essays published in the Universal Chronicle. His prose is admired for its moral depth, rhetorical power, and clarity. His monumental achievement is the Dictionary of English Language, published in 1755. commissioned in 1746 by a group of London booksellers. The dictionary was completed single-handedly in 9 years, published in 1755. This dictionary contained over 40,000 words, with quotations from English literature to illustrate usage. The dictionary marked a turning point in English lexicography, becoming a standard dictionary until the Oxford English Dictionary appeared in a century later. Known for its wit, precision, and moral insight, for example, its definition of oats, that is, a grain which in England is generally given to horses, but in Scotland supports the people. His next book is Rasselas, Prince of Abyssinia, 1759. It's a philosophical tale written in a week to cover his mother's funeral expenses. And this book explores the futility of seeking happiness through worldly means. The next work, Preface to Shakespeare or Shakespeare Preface, 1765, his critical edition of the plays of William Shakespeare, became a model of literary criticism for its balanced judgment and a historical insight. The next work, that is The Lives of the English Poets, 1779-1781, contains 52 biographies and critical essays, offering perceptive evaluations of major poets from Abram Cowley to Thomas Gray, a cornerstone of English literary criticism. Samuel Johnson authored essays, reviews, political pamphlets, sermons, travel writing. For example, A Journey to the Western Islands of Scotland, 1775, and some biographies like Life of Savage. Samuel Johnson is known for his powerful intellect, deep moral concern, and a commanding conversation. He suffered from melancholia and a depression, often termed the Black Dog. Exhibited strong religious faith, defending Christianity against their skepticism. Had obsessive-compulsive tendencies, often muttering prayers or performing rituals. Famous for his blunt honesty, humor, and moral authority. Despite poverty, he was generous and compassionate, housing and supporting destitute people and pets in his home. His closest companions formed the club, later renamed as the Literary Club, founded in 1764 with Joshua Reynolds. And the members in the Literary Club include Edmund Burke, Oliver Goldsmith, Edward Gibbon, Adam Smith, James Boswell. His friendship with James Boswell, 1740-1795, resulted in The Life of Samuel Johnson, 1791, biography regarded as the greatest biography ever written in English literature. Also deeply admired by David Garrick, Sir Joshua Reynolds, and Edmund Burke. Samuel Johnson was granted a royal pension of £300 per year in 1762 by King George III, giving him financial stability. He was honoured with doctorates from Oxford and Dublin for his literary contributions. Frequently consulted for his moral and intellectual authority by the public and the press. His health declined due to asthma, gout, and circulatory problems. Continued writing and corresponding until the last months of his life. He died on December 13, 1784 in London, and is buried with high honours in Westminster Abbey near other literary greats. He is now considered the most influential literary figure of 18th century England. He helped shape modern English prose style, dictionary making, and moral essay writing. He inspired later essayists and critics like Charles Lamb, Matthew Arnold, and T.S. Eliot. His moral seriousness, combined with humor and humanity, made him both a towering intellect and a deeply human figure. James Boswell's Life of Samuel Johnson immortalized him, turning him into a symbol of wisdom, wit, and a moral authority in English letters.